So this week I'm on vacation in Utah. We flew from Cleveland to Las Vegas and then drove from Las Vegas to Bryce Canyon in Utah. It is a beautiful place. It's a shame that only 3 people have ever been here in the history of Utah, but honestly, it's gorgeous. Some of these mountains here are just unbelievable. It's something that I think a lot of people should experience. Mother Nature is more beautiful than any man-made object. I visited New York, I visited Philadelphia, I live near Cleveland, so I've seen a lot of massive structures, massive architecture that humans have built. But honestly, nothing can compete with the views of Mother Nature because there's nothing like it. There's nothing on that scale that humans could ever make due to how long it took to make a lot of these mountains. But I digress. So why can I not stop using MacBook Pros, and why are they just the best computers? Well, maybe they're not the best computers in terms of raw performance, but in terms of what I need, it really is the best computer, and it makes me so mad. I try constantly to stop using MacBook Pros. I have an iMac that I'm going to be selling. I'm going to buy a Razer Blade Stealth because I think it's in my due diligence as a tech YouTuber to make sure that I try everything, and I really just enjoy computers in general. At the end of the day, what I think is that computers are just amazing, but I'm going to be buying a Razer Blade Stealth when I get home, so I'll have that as a Windows computer. But the amazing thing is I wasn't even planning on using a MacBook Pro for this. I was going to buy a Razer Blade 15 for this trip that I found for like $1,000 bucks, and I was like, well, it's a lot of money, but it's worth like $1,400 or $1,500, so I would use it for the trip and then eventually just sell it. But I'd be able to give a really good, honest review on it and how it works as like a video editing laptop, how it works as just a laptop in general on the go. But the guy couldn't meet me in time, which is fine because Carly, my fiance, has a MacBook Pro 15-inch 2014 that I purchased because of this exact scenario where if I didn't have a laptop at the time, she has this laptop. It's way too powerful for her, but it's perfectly powerful enough for me, and it's something that I could use if we were to take a vacation such as this, where I wanted to make a video or I needed to do something on a laptop that required a little bit more horsepower that I could do on that laptop. So really, it's a perfect scenario for me. It's a perfect situation, which is why I purchased that in the first place. So why am I just stuck on MacBook Pros? Why are they just the best computers? I'm not even talking about laptops. I'm talking about computers. Well, obviously a lot of people are gonna call me super biased, but it's not true. I've built a bunch of computers. I built a computer at home in 8600K with a GTX 1070, 16 gigabytes of RAM. I purchased a 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD at Micro Center like a few days ago so I could start using that computer the second I got home. But I started using this MacBook Pro and I'm like, I can't stop loving these computers. And just because they're the best computers doesn't mean I won't use other computers. I enjoy MacBook Pros a hell of a lot, but at the end of the day, honestly, a computer's a computer and they're all amazing. So why are they just the best? Well, in terms of raw performance and price performance, they are literally the worst. They're too thin, they can't be cooled properly, everything is clocked way too high, the processors cannot be handled by that very minimal fan array, we'll call it. 2 very basic and small fans that can't really cool much of anything, but Apple thinks they can cool a graphics card and a CPU. Whatever. So the price performance is terrible. the raw performance is kind of the same. It's not quite as good as a comparable Windows-based computer because most of those have a lot better cooling. I would say the XPS lineup probably doesn't. And then the Razer Blade lineup, I would say, has better cooling. And other than that, most other Windows-based laptops have better cooling than a MacBook Pro. So you're getting better performance if you were to buy a Windows computer. You're getting cheaper performance if you were to buy a Windows computer. You're getting Windows instead of Mac OS, and that's really what happens here. Is I've been using a desktop Mac computer. I've used them all except for Linux. I know, whatever. It doesn't support Premiere Pro, so there's no real reason for me to try it just yet. And when it does get ported over eventually, or if I switch to DaVinci Resolve, I will definitely give it a shot. So I've tried every computer. I've had Windows laptops, I've had Windows desktops, I've had Mac desktops, and I've had Mac laptops. And the best computer, in my opinion, are MacBook Pros, not MacBooks, not MacBook Airs, MacBook Pros, and specifically 2013, 2014, and 2015. I've never tried a 2016, 2017, or 2018, but those are so absurdly expensive, I cannot justify purchasing one of those. For an i7 7700 HQ that's clocked a little bit higher on the 2017 version with a relatively poor graphics card still, and the Radeon Pro 560. They're like $2,000 still. They're not worth $2,000, but people think that they are. Even the 2016s cost like $1,600, when the 2015s cost like $1,000. But I digress. The best computers are just MacBook Pros, and I've made a video like this in the past, and I thought I was done with that era of my life. But really, the trackpad, the reliability, the battery life, and the way that it uses its resources. I was using the MacBook Pro to edit the intro and the B-roll of this video on the plane, and it worked exceptionally well. The trackpad is so well supported in every single application. Premiere Pro uses it really well. Obviously, Safari uses it well. Every app that you use, the trackpad is supported really well in. And it sucks coming to this realization that I'm just a MacBook Pro fanboy, because I don't want to be. Because I look at it in my channel, it just contradicts everything I'm saying in this video. It's like, well, you don't need that. You could get by with a cheaper laptop that does everything the exact same. But Windows laptops, the trackpads are not nearly as good. The way that the MacBook Pro trackpad clicks is better in my opinion. The way that the MacBook Pro uses all of its resources and uses them really efficiently. On the plane, I edited for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and I had like 40% battery left after starting at like 95. Like, that is incredible in my opinion. And this is an older laptop. Older Windows laptops do not have the design of a 2014 MacBook Pro, and that's something that's important to me. I know it's stupid, but I do like the design of it. I do like the portability of it, but Windows laptops of this era are equally as powerful, if not more powerful, and way cheaper. There's 100 examples available on any site like eBay. But at the end of the day, the trackpad is amazing, the operating system is amazing, the optimization is amazing, the way that the computer is just built is amazing, the amount of ports that it has, the location of the ports, it's so silly, but having the charging port on the left-hand side, I prefer that. I don't know why. It makes more sense to me to have it on the left side. Maybe because I've always had it on the left-hand side on any MacBook Pro that I've ever used, and that's what I've become accustomed to. But having an SD card slot is huge to me. Having two Thunderbolt 2 ports is really nice because I do have an adapter and I have used an eGPU with my MacBook Pros. And just everything is so great. I was able to bring along my Magic Mouse, a very tiny mouse. I could just slip it in my bag. So when I was doing more intensive work for this video, I was sitting at the desk that this is being filmed on right here, and I could use that mouse. There are obviously mouse and mice that you could buy that would support Mac OS and Windows, but it won't have near the same size or the same functionality as the Magic Mouse. I hate being an Apple fanboy, but at the end of the day, I just like am. Even though I have an Android phone, so call off the dogs. And at home, I have a Windows-based desktop computer. But really, at the end of the day, my favorite laptops are just MacBook Pros. Just the way that they work, the way that they feel, the way that everything sort of works together is so stupid. But I can't get over Mac OS and MacBook Pros, and that's why I still think they're the best computers ever made. Gosh, I hate admitting this, but that's just what it is. A computer doesn't necessarily have to be the most powerful, and it doesn't have to be the cheapest, and it doesn't have to check all of the imaginary boxes. What it has to check is the box for you. And a MacBook Pro does that for me. It's portable, it's powerful enough for my videos, it looks good, which is something that isn't necessarily important to me, but what I think looks good is thin and light and portable. And honestly, having a MacBook Pro that slides in my bag super easily and that doesn't weigh 6 million pounds is really important to me. The perfect computer for you is not the perfect computer for me, but that's what's great about computers, is that there are millions of them and you can choose your own. You could even build your own, you could create your own, you can customize your own. And that's why MacBook Pros are the best computers. It's just for what I do, MacBook Pros, their reliability, power, portability, speed, and ease of use are everything that I need in a computer. And I hate saying that, and I hate admitting that. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is gonna take me 16 hours to upload because Utah just got internet last week. I should stop making fun of Utah in case one of the 3 people who live here are actually watching this video. But really, at the end of the day, I love MacBook Pros. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.